guys, and welcome to another free plugin Friday. Today we are looking at a plugin that is only free for a few days, so you definitely want to get on it, and it's the IK Multimedia Orange Tiny Terror. So basically this runs in Amplitude 4. If you sign up to the newsletter on the IK Multimedia website, you will get this in your account and you can use it forever, which is awesome, especially at the moment. So what I wanted to do, if you heard the beginning section, I was playing through a few settings, but what I've kind of done is I've set up a cab to use specifically for this orange Tiny Terror, because it just comes as the amp model. And now if you haven't used Amplitude 4 before, this is the custom shop version, which is free, comes with a few different amps, and of course the Tiny Terror now comes free for a few days. But what you can do is basically change out the amp and cab, and they're kind of separate things. So while I don't have any orange cabs in Amplitude, I set up a cab based on the Closed Modern 2, which I think comes with the custom shop for free. And what you can do is change all the speakers. So I've changed it to a Vintage 30 and a G12 H30 Anniversary, mainly because those are speakers used in orange cabs. So I was kind of trying to get the orange cab vibe. But we will also use the plugin with some IRs that are free, which I'll put the link below as well. And they run in NAD IR, which is also free, of an actual orange cab. Because I think, you know, these are free IRs and it actually captures the orange cab. 4x12. And we may look at maybe a 1x12 as well, I'm not sure. See how we go. So basically it's a simple amp. If you haven't used a Tiny Terror, it's basically a small amp. It's got a kind of Marshall-y vibe with that kind of orange thing going on. Volume, tone, gain, and power output. And apart from that, it is fairly simple. Now I got my J&D LP custom. I will play with a telly as well because single coils are awesome. But, you know, for the rock stuff, humbucker in this is great. So what I kind of want to do is start kind of maybe 12 o'clock. Now, one thing I've noticed with this plugin is it's very sensitive volume-wise, much like the real amp. So basically, with the gain below here, it's kind of useless. You don't have enough gain to get any volume without boosting it up heaps, which is just weird gain staging. But the cleans reside in here depending on your input level and guitar and such, and obviously gain gets more. And if you bring the volume up, you get power tube saturation, because this is a master volume like you would have in the actual amp. So we're going to use the volume control here to control that too. So I want to start off with basically a crunch tone, because that's what this amp's known for. Bring that volume back. So the levels may change a lot because of the levels of this. We'll try and compensate, like I said, with the volume control, but see how you go. So this is kind of just your standard crunch sound. Now, you can add stomps in, and we will later, but at the moment, just the orange by itself. Back a bit, boost the volume up a bit, get a little more clarity. Which is kind of almost clean at that point. Mode, which is basically 15 watts or 7 watts on the actual amp, and this kind of just reduces the headroom and changes the tone slightly. So let's have a look at that. It's a bit more body with the 15 watts, 7 watts, a little bit more gain. You can bring that volume up even more for more power tube gain. guitar. Let's switch to the next single coil. We can go a lot more gainy, so let's go full gain and we'll switch again between the outputs. 15 watts, a little bit more girth, less gain. If we want to go all the way flat out, bring this volume down, bring this one up. Starts to get a bit fizzy as you bring in the power tube distortion, being an EL84 amp. Of course, as you bring it down, you get clean sound. So, as I said, you completely lose a lot of headroom there. So I'm just going to boost this volume up by 15 dB. Just be a bit careful, we don't want to clip. Middle position. Decent clean sound, and you can add effects if you get Amplitube for custom shop, like I said, which is free. It does come with a delay. It doesn't come with a reverb, but it comes with a delay. Works cool for the clean sounds. So I do want to go to single coils, but I think what we might do first is just have a look at a different cab, because cab emulation makes a huge difference. So I'm going to stay on this kind of clean thing, and then we'll go to a different cab, ramp up the game, and compare again. So this was the clean with this cab. I'll turn this cab off, and I've got this cab emulation here. So it's basically a PPC 412, which is a 412, and I've got it on 2 mics on the G12H30. So definitely a lot more mids with the orange cab, quite different again. Okay, so let's go to crunch tones again. Let's turn this down, bring the volume back again. Comparing that with the inbuilt cab, which I'll turn back on. So a simple kind of device like this orange really does change depending on what cab you're using. I'm going to stick with the actual orange cab from Ignite for a bit to go through a few more tones. Like I said, it's a lot more MIDI. Doesn't have as much low end, but it is cool with this. So the other thing you can do is add a pedal. So I think with the free version you get a couple. I'm not sure if you get the overscream. You definitely get the diode overdrive, but we're going to use the overscream. But there's plenty of free tube screamer plugins, so you can use a hardware tube screamer as well. Just boost that level up. So this is without it. So quite a MIDI sound with that cab. Now, not obviously, I say obviously a lot. Now you can EQ this, and there is an EQ that also comes free. So let's try that. So I'm just going to find that kind of mid frequency, bring that down a bit, and bring up the low end, and overscream, and let's boost up some tone, back off the gain. And I'll turn this parametric back off. So let me go change to a Telecaster so you can hear what it sounds like with single coils. Now, so far, like, you get that kind of MIDI, that slightly boxy thing, that is very Tiny Terror. If you've used these amps before, you'll notice that it's a little bit fizzy, it's a little bit kind of, not cardboardy, but there's this kind of mids going on that's very particular to the amp and very particular to a lot of Orange amps. So I got my Warmth Telly here. Let's go through some tones with that. Now we might change the cab again. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description to all these cabs. So I think in the SeaCow Studio collection there is an orange. Now it should sound similar, but it doesn't. It sounds different, and that is the beauty of cab impulses, is really you can change them up a lot. So first we're just going to try this one. And I might go to a 1x12. going to change back to the cab we were using inside here to do some more pedal stuff, just because ease of use. If you can use a cab inside Amplitube 4, obviously it's only one plugin you need to open, so it's a bit of ease of use there. Let's try a Pro Drive. The reason I like using pedals, and you can say, oh, well, the amp should do it all itself, is just it gives you a different vibe. And because these pedals are included in Amplitube free, why not use them? Okay, that's way too loud. As you go down the gain and you can compensate with volume, it does get that nice, almost voxy clean. And last, I just want to go totally gainy with the Telecaster. Again, put on the, let's actually try the diode overdrive, because that is really kind of cool. Just blast the shit out of it. So you can hear it's kind of noisy now. But let's just have a listen to what we got. So that was the Tiny Terror from Amplitube from IK Multimedia. Like I said, it is free for a few days and then you get to keep it forever. So jump right on that. I've put the links in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for Free Plugin Friday every Friday, and a few other plugins coming out. Now, if people want me to look at Amplitude for Custom Shop, which is the free Amplitude, let me know, and I'll do a little bit of a look and tutorial review, that kind of thing. So I'll catch you next time.